I mean, that's just, mate, it's just deranged. It's just unhinged stuff.
Okay.
Tell us just what in terms of the last few days with Meghan Markle and social media and all the rest of it. Just give us a kind of your general sense of what's been happening.
It's just been pure madness. It's insanity intensified. Okay, so first of all, I want us to be able to put this in the right context. Before the Queen died, about 2 or so weeks before the Queen died, the entire world, it seemed like the entire Western world, let's give it that way, from Britain to the US to Australia and the like, it was all about Meghan Markle, right? Because of her Archetypes podcast and the interview that she gave. Back to back. It was coverage after coverage, negative coverage after coverage, right? And of course, social media went afire with it. And then the Queen passed away. Harry and Meghan happened to be in the UK. Before they came into the UK, of course, the conversations was around them. Are they going to see the Queen? They come to the UK, then the Queen passes, and look at the depth of the conversations around them. It's almost as though it's not even almost as though we know that there's nothing Meghan Markle will do that will satisfy these people. So you're the exact right. But it's a coordinated factory of hatred that is aided and abetted, led by, organized by British media, people with real faces, real names. And as far as I'm concerned, the royal family is complicit in this. So when he says that his family did not help, as a mother, I cannot begin to comprehend how anybody could possibly justify that. How can Charles justify that? How could the Queen, how could she even justify it? And can I just say to everyone, I want everyone to just pause right now and think about this. Have you noticed there's been not a single bad press about Camilla since she married King Charles? Mm-hmm. Think about it. You know that while Princess Diana was alive and shortly after her death, like the world was like, hey, we know what you did. We knew all of that. People were into her. But the moment she got married, we've not heard zilch, nada. And what does that tell you? It means that the royal family, King Charles has the power to nip this in the bud. And I don't want to sound all conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but it makes me wonder whether, whenever we hear palace sources, these secretive palace sources and the royal experts, I wonder whether or not Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are being fed to the press in order to cover something else up, to distract from something else happening with the royal family. Because notice how the royal family, i.e. the monarchy as an institution, they defended Prince Andrew. They brought out statements in defense of Prince Andrew. They did not do anything on the sort for Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Not once.
Welcome back, darlings. Today we dive deep into the relentless media witch hunt against Meghan Markle. A frenzy that Dr. Shola so brilliantly exposed in her recent discussion with Owen Jones. But before we unpack this explosive conversation, make sure to hit that super thanks button and support this channel. Because in a world where silence enables injustice, voices like Dr. Shola's deserve to be amplified. From the moment Meghan Markle stepped onto the world stage as Prince Harry's fiancée, she was thrust into an intense spotlight. The media frenzy that followed was unlike anything seen before. She was catapulted into a whirlwind of media attention, with every move she made being scrutinized and analyzed. The fascination with Meghan was immediate and overwhelming, but this was not the typical fascination with a royal romance. The coverage of Meghan and Harry's relationship was marked by an intensity and a level of scrutiny that was unprecedented. The scrutiny on Meghan was different, laced with a venomous undercurrent that was impossible to ignore. The media's portrayal of her was often harsh and unforgiving. The British tabloids in particular seemed to relish in publishing negative and often downright false stories about the Duchess of Sussex. They seemed to take pleasure in tearing her down. This relentless negativity begs the question, why has Meghan Markle been subjected to such vitriol, especially when compared to other women who have married into the royal family? What is it about Meghan that has provoked such a strong reaction? Is it merely a matter of public interest, or is there something more insidious at play? Could it be that Meghan's background and identity have made her a target for a different kind of scrutiny? The answer, as we delve deeper into the media's treatment of Meghan, becomes increasingly clear. This is not just about headlines, It's about race, bias, and the British establishment's deep-seated resistance to change. Meghan's biracial identity and her outspoken nature have made her a lightning rod for criticism. The media's obsession with Meghan Markle is not simply a matter of celebrity gossip. It is a reflection of the deeply ingrained prejudices that still exist in society today. The way she has been treated reveals much about the biases that persist in the media and beyond. By scrutinizing the narratives presented in the media and contrasting them with the experiences of other royal spouses, we can see a clear pattern of double standards. Meghan has been held to a different standard, one that is often harsher and more unforgiving. We can begin to unravel the truth behind the headlines and expose the double standards that Meghan has faced since day one. By doing so, we can better understand the challenges she has faced and the resilience she has shown in the face of relentless media scrutiny. Now let's ask ourselves, why did King Charles stay silent? He had every ounce of power to stop the media's vicious attacks on Harry and Meghan, yet, just like history repeated itself with Diana, the monarchy stood by as Meghan was fed to the wolves. Meanwhile, Camilla, once vilified, simply married Charles, and the press miraculously went silent. So why the double standard? Dr. Shola didn't hold back. She laid out the undeniable truth. Meghan Markle was targeted in a way that no other royal spouse has been. The British media dissected her every move, her skin tone, her hand on her baby bump, even the way she closed a car door. They painted her as difficult, manipulative, and disrespectful to the monarchy, while Kate Middleton was praised for doing the exact same things. And where was the royal family in all this? Silent, watching, doing absolutely nothing to protect her. Let's compare. When Diana died, Camilla, previously dubbed the most hated woman in Britain, was shielded. The media campaign to rehabilitate her image was swift and calculated. No more hounding, no more vilification. Just a smooth path to becoming Queen Consort. But Meghan, she was never afforded that grace. Why was the press so hell-bent on destroying Meghan? Was it her race, her independence, the fact that she refused to be a silent, submissive royal wife? And why did King Charles, who has always had influence over the press, choose to do nothing? Let's be real. If the monarchy wanted the attacks to stop, they would have. We saw it with Camilla, we saw it with Kate. We even saw it with Andrew, a man accused of far worse. But when it came to Meghan, the silence was deafening. And that's why voices like Dr. Shola's are so important. She speaks truth to power, unapologetically calling out the hypocrisy and racism that the British media tries to mask as concern for the monarchy. So if you stand with the truth, hit that super thanks button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep this conversation alive, because silence is complicity, and we refuse to be silent.